Hey, true crime fanatics, ever heard of a story so bizarre, so full of twists, it makes you question everything you thought you knew about reality? What if I told you about a young woman on an adventure who checked into a historic hotel and then vanished, only to be found weeks later in a place no one could have predicted, under circumstances that defy all logic? This isn't just another missing person case. It's a rabbit hole of surveillance footage, strange theories, and a mystery that continues to haunt people worldwide. Today we're diving deep into the chilling untold story of Elisa Lam. You're not going to want to miss a single second of this. Elisa Lam, a 21-year-old student from British Columbia, Canada, embarked on a solo trip across the American West in early 2013. She was an aspiring traveler, sharing her journey with friends and family back home. Her last known destination was the Cecil Hotel in downtown Los Angeles, a place with its own dark history, ironically often linked to numerous deaths, suicides, and even serial killers. Elisa was reportedly suffering from bipolar disorder, and while on her trip, she was taking medication, but there were concerns about whether she was consistently taking it as prescribed. This detail becomes crucial later, adding layers of complexity to an already perplexing case. She checked into the Cecil on January 26th, and initially she was sharing a hostel-style room on the 5th floor, but was later moved to a private room on the 14th floor due to complaints from her roommates about odd behavior. This was the last place she was seen alive by hotel staff. Elisa's disappearance. An initial investigation on January 31, 2013. Elisa was scheduled to check out of the Cecil Hotel. She was supposed to call her family daily, but that day her calls stopped. When her parents didn't hear from her, they immediately contacted the Los Angeles Police Department. The LAPD launched an investigation, searching the hotel from top to bottom. They used K9 units, combed through every guest room, the rooftop, and even the hotel's common areas. However, Elisa was nowhere to be found. It was as if she had simply evaporated into thin air. The police were baffled. No signs of forced entry, no struggle, just an empty room and a missing young woman. The initial days were filled with frantic searches and mounting concern, but no leads emerged. It seemed the Cecil Hotel had claimed another mystery. The infamous elevator footage then. On February 13th, nearly 2 weeks after Elisa was last seen, the LAPD released a surveillance video from one of the Cecil Hotel's elevators. And this, my friends, is where the story takes a truly surreal turn. The footage, spanning about 4 minutes, shows Elisa entering the elevator, pressing multiple floor buttons, and then seemingly hiding in the corner. She peeks out, appears to be talking or gesturing to someone unseen in the hallway, steps out of the elevator, then back in. She performs a series of erratic, almost dance-like movements with her hands, before eventually stepping out again, and then the elevator doors finally close. This video quickly went viral, igniting a global firestorm of speculation, theories, and intense public fascination. Was she playing a game? Was she being pursued? Was she under the influence of drugs? Or was something far more sinister at play? Theories surrounding the elevator footage. The internet exploded with interpretations of that elevator footage. Some believed Elisa was having a psychotic episode, perhaps due to her bipolar disorder or not taking her medication. Her movements were certainly unusual and disjointed. Others theorized she was hiding from someone, fearing for her life, and trying to use the elevator as an escape. The way she pressed the buttons, then retreated, then seemed to interact with an unseen person fueled these predator theories. Some even pointed to the possibility of a dark force or a supernatural element, given the Cecil Hotel's infamous reputation for paranormal activity. Skeptics, however, quickly debunked some of the more far-fetched claims, like the footage being doctored or sped up, though the slightly grainy quality and timestamp discrepancy did add to the initial confusion. Growing public concern and water issues. As the days turned into weeks, the mystery deepened. Guests at the Cecil Hotel began complaining about low water pressure, and even more disturbingly, the water coming out of the taps had a strange taste and a dark color. Imagine being a guest there, taking a shower, and noticing that. Yuck. On February 19th, after multiple complaints, a hotel maintenance worker was dispatched to the rooftop to investigate the water tanks, and this is where the unthinkable happened. To his horror, the worker discovered Elisa Lam's body floating naked inside one of the large sealed water tanks. The lid, which was incredibly heavy and difficult to open, was found partially ajar. This discovery shocked everyone and deepened the already profound mystery. How did she get up there? And how did she get inside that tank? The autopsy results and further questions. An autopsy was performed on Elisa's body, and the results were eventually released in June 2013. The Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner coroner ruled her death an accidental drowning with bipolar disorder listed as a significant contributing factor. No evidence of physical trauma, sexual assault, or drug overdose was found. Her toxicology report showed she had her prescribed medications in her system, but it was inconclusive whether she was taking them correctly or if the levels were therapeutic. The coroner suggested that her mental state, possibly exacerbated by medication non-adherence, could have led her to somehow access the roof, climb into the water tank, and then be unable to get out. But even with this official ruling, many questions lingered. The physical challenges of accessing the water tank. Let's talk about the logistics of getting into that water tank. The Cecil Hotel's rooftop was not easily accessible to guests. It required an access key and several attempts to bypass locked doors and fire escapes. Even if someone managed to reach the roof, the water tanks themselves were massive, cylindrical structures, each about 4 feet wide and 8 feet tall. There were no ladders or steps leading up to them. To get inside, Elisa would have had to climb onto a nearby platform, then scale the side of the tank, and somehow lift the heavy, bolted lid. The idea that she could accomplish this on her own, especially during a potential manic or psychotic episode, seemed highly improbable to many, leading to alternative theories. Alternative theories: foul play and negligence. Given the physical difficulties and the strange circumstances, many people refused to accept the official accidental drowning ruling. One prominent theory was foul play. Could someone have lured Elisa to the roof, assaulted her, and then forced her into the tank? The fact that her clothes were found floating alongside her, and the lid was heavy, suggested to some that she couldn't have done it alone. Another theory focused on the Cecil Hotel itself. Was there negligence on their part regarding rooftop security and the safety of their water tanks? The hotel faced a wrongful death lawsuit from Elisa's parents, though it was eventually dismissed due to the foreseeability of the incident. The hotel's dark history and troubled reputation only fueled these suspicions. The dark water connection and other coincidences. One of the most unsettling coincidences surrounding Elisa Lam's case involves a 2002 Japanese horror film titled Dark Water. The plot of the film, and its 2005 American remake, centers on a mother and daughter who move into a dilapidated apartment building, only to discover dirty dark water coming from their taps. The source of the problem turns out to be a dead girl found in the building's rooftop water tank. The parallels to Elisa's case are chillingly specific, prompting many to believe in a supernatural connection or a macabre inspiration. Add to this the fact that a tuberculosis outbreak, linked to a specific test that shares its name with the hotel's location, occurred near the Cecil Hotel shortly before Elisa's disappearance, and the layers of strange coincidence just pile up. The lasting impact and unanswered questions even after all these years. The disappearance and death of Elisa Lam continue to captivate and disturb. It's a case that has been dissected by countless true crime enthusiasts, documentary filmmakers, and independent investigators. While the official ruling points to an accidental drowning influenced by mental illness, the lingering questions about the elevator footage, the difficulty of accessing the water tank, and the chilling coincidences ensure that this story remains one of the most enigmatic in recent memory. It serves as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of travelers, the complexities of mental health, and the chilling possibility that sometimes, even with extensive investigation, some mysteries simply refuse to be fully solved. Concluding remarks in CTA. So, what do you think happened to Elisa Lam? Was it a tragic accident fueled by a mental health crisis? Was there foul play involved that was never uncovered? Or is there something else, something stranger, at the heart of the Cecil Hotel's dark history? This case truly makes you wonder, doesn't it? If you found this deep dive as captivating as I did, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button if you want to see more untold stories like this. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next journey into the unknown. Thanks for watching, and stay curious.